The problem is, art is long and life is short. There's nothing we can do about that. We do not recognize how short the human experience is. We pretend like we do. Every second that goes by as I make this video and I watch the seconds click away on top of my screen, these are seconds of our lives, not just mine, but yours too, that will never come back. These are seconds of our lives that move away for good, that die for good. And the ancient world, the Romans, the Greeks, in Asia, there was a different understanding of what defined life and death. You know, these cultures in the ancient world had no distraction the way we do today. They were forced to face death constantly. They lost loved ones in the beginning stages of their lives. You and I today can live maybe for a whole decade, maybe even more, without experiencing real death of a loved one. But if we go back in the ancient times, death was common, so common that it happened maybe monthly, maybe weekly. So as a result of experiencing loss, part of our psyche has to adapt, right? Because the alternative is complete depression. The alternative is, I don't know, becoming suicidal. So when we really focus on this idea, as we lose a loved one, part of us also dies with them. And this new form of self, this new shattered form of self, now has to adapt to the environment we are living in, knowing that we are one step closer to complete the solution, the death itself. That pain that we carry is unrepeatable, and there are lessons in that are impossible to learn any other way. The ancient world experienced that on a day-to-day basis. The ancient world was so familiar with that, and that allowed a deeper level of emotional growth and emotional intelligence for the average human being that got to experience life. Today we don't experience hardship, we don't experience death. We live simple lives, and we pass through some of these illnesses that once upon a time took the lives of our ancestors. We pass through them like it's just a common cold, and oftentimes it is just a common cold. Many of our ancestors died from all sorts of medical complications that were caused by just a cold, right? Not being able to recover from simple viruses. So we experience the luxury of what we have today to be completely free and to have so much working in our favor, so much that makes our physical existence more peaceful, more delightful, less painful, and that level of physical ease that has entered our lives. The fact that we don't need hunt. We can just go to the grocery store and the food is always there. It will never run out. That level of ease is bringing obesity to our bodies. It's bringing addictions to our physical bodies, but most importantly, it is not only destroying our physical body by not forcing ourselves to face the dangers of the world, to train our bodies to be able to handle these situations, but it's also weakening our minds, because it is through physical discipline that we get to grow mentally. Without physical discipline, our mental growth suffers. I want to say that one more time. Without a routine of physical discipline, our mental growth suffers tremendously. So I guess the question we must ask ourselves is, what kind of physical trainings do we have, and how do we bridge those trainings in order to reach not only a physique that is desired and physical health that is desired, but also mental health, emotional intelligence, emotional stability, the ability to control one's desires, the ability to control or let go, I should say, of one's attachments, the ability to manage our way through anger, the ability to show compassion and love to everybody in this world, despite all outcomes, and the ability to do the right, to always find the compass that leads us to love. All said, far easier than done. Everything we talk about is a daily practice, and we must remember that we can continue on for the rest of our lives, and we may never really see the growth, but other people will see the growth in us. Other people would recognize that we are doing things slightly differently, that we have evolved, we are maintaining relationships better, we have a genuine sense of joy that is present in our existence. In order to achieve that, in order to reach that, we all have to just trust the journey, trust the process. There's only so much we can do in one day, but if the day is pushing our abilities towards 1% growth, then we have achieved something. And that's all I want you to focus on. 1% growth a day.